Welcome, friends and traders. Let's talk about this idea of money rotation in the financial markets, and we are demonstrating NQ because that has become the frequency of interest in the retail market space. We can do ES as well, and YM. You can do definitely look at gold smooth market and the crude oil smooth market and natural gas if what drives you is perfection towards profits. So here we are gathered together again, friends and traders, and in this what we have is a split screen display of the idea where we are doing some pair trading. Alright, this is again Thinkorswim platform where we have built some sophisticated indicators. Some of you have seen this, we call it rotational oscillator. So let's get into the idea of punch through and look at the now what are we doing here. We're looking at this 15-minute chart. We're looking at 1 hour power rotation chart. It's using sigmoid functions inside this with the bands, and then we have this rotational collapse off, or we can say convergence at a given spot. Now what you can see here, sometimes you're expecting something to go crazy up, but it doesn't. Let's look at some things. So this is supposed to be when we are off the band. So now we will show you some other techniques. Alright, this is where the convergence have taken place. Okay, this is telling us something. This where there's an overlap of multi-time frame value. How about that? That should be enough demonstration. Description of this. Market punches into this through convergence. Off convergence, you can see we are looking at a long distance travel. Now this is designed as a line chart, so this is a chart. Alright, same thing here. We converge. Now this is convergence. Now which direction is things going to be enforced? That's what we will drive from the left side. Okay, but anyway, they got the idea. So this is looking at a long location, long location, a long location. Alright, this is like 100 points, huge NQ moves on 15-minute chart. Same thing happens here. You can just see, my friends and traders. Same thing here. Some movements are coming by these oscillations, right? Boom, boom. Alright, same thing here. Then no squat. I don't know if you're a good trader or not. We don't know. Like boom, right? We make traders, great traders. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that's the whole story of this one. Now I'm gonna punch the story a little bit higher in a higher frequency. Alright, so that is the bottom oscillator, and then we are looking for, now look at this, pure divergence of sigmoid power and the KISS. So they are, if you look for strong suggestive patterns, like here you can see there's a divergence of price, but you can see where is the sigmoid derivative, and here comes the KISS. You can find and wait for just these patterns. Here's another one. Okay, alright, but I'm not here to tell you about patterns. We're looking at long distance travel coming, and this divergence. We're looking at a lift off and the KISS below these two bands, right? That's it. Alright, now easy to say, when market is going like this, you may not be able to catch it, right? This is where we need something called a catcher, which is coming from the right side, which I'm gonna feed you that philosophy. My friends and traders, remember, we are, after all, profit seekers. beyond what exists on this third dimension space. You got the idea. Lift off and goes. We're looking for this now. You can always trade MES futures, or you can trade ES futures. You can trade future options, my friends and traders. All right. Okay, so that I think you can understand this, the location logistics we are looking for. Where are we? So long area, this is short area, long area. Let's look at long area. This is area, means you have to wait for a swing trade to take place. You can lose too there, but there it is. Okay, this is hourly basis, so let's zoom in a little bit. So we're looking for some charts here, swing charts, long. Again, punch comes down long. You may have to do add in here, right, with the options. Add again, add in, right? So this one was a loss, add one more, punch it. Maybe option will come back to same location and then punch up again, right? All right, so here is the kicker. Why are we here? Why are we gathered here today? Not about this. You may have hundreds of tools like these on your own. Short space, long space, right? So it is catching enough juice because this is just purely multi-time frame derivative of sigmoid function. All right, that's all there is. All right, my friends. All right, so what do we need? 100-200 points will give you some decent. All right, so what are we here? We are here to do this pair trading philosophy, where we are saying if we can find this pair trading phenomena, it can also give us what we call as rotational market spikes based on the dollar denominations, which is right here. The oscillator is on the right side at the bottom, and we reset this at this aftermarket close, and we track the money flow in the pairs flowing in. All right, that's the whole story. People who have been in the pro world, this is a very common practice to achieve this objective. Now you can see here, as I said, on the red lines they will reset. We are resetting it. All right, so what do? We look at retest levels. Okay, so I'll just not take too much time. The time is of precious nature lately. So there it is, my friends. So I see now this is going to be going against the market. Okay, and then that's one pattern. Other pattern is when this is floating down below zero, above zero, you can have a bias. So this is going down, we are looking at a bias to take longs only. You got it. So this is where we have a retest of the dollar denominations, and then we have a collaborative dollar flows going on between ES and NQ market. The double retest is happening here, right, at this level. So they're punching at these dollar values and doing rotations, and here we are, my friends. We see this level. You see the punch here, you see the level on the top as well. You see the punch there, right? Boom, boom, punch, 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 boom. All right, so that now you can see this oscillation is going down. That's fine, but here remember that we are looking at this anti sentiment. You can think about this as an ego meter. This is the bottom. That means I'm looking for a retest on the top somewhere. There it is. Boom. There you go. Money capture has happened. And the bottom, we are ready to flow. Now this is the perfect trade we already captured. Now this really juices it up. All right, while this is going rising up, market is falling. You can just see that, right? This is rising, market is falling. We'll discuss those things a little later, my friends and traders. Now remember, as the volatility goes up and down, the rotational metrics, so the punch locations will differ. Okay, so this is the punch. Okay, this is the punch area. All right, so there it is. I'm looking at, now I'm just giving you on the short side because of the equation. Okay, look at this value 0.1, I think. All right, so we know 0.1, 0.2, 111, angel numbers. No worries. Don't worry about it. Now here it is, my friends. Here it is. The kiss is here. Look at this. Retest punch on the kiss rotation. See that? Boom. Boom. 300, 400 points, swing points. This is what it is. And they don't set up every day. They do set up very nicely most of the time. As the VIX goes, now you can see this one. Look at this. It went up. It's gonna retest this. The punch is gonna come at a different level. You can see this huge drop. Multi-time frame and the kiss. And this is the punch, my friend. Look at this. The punch of profits. Right there. At the low. Catch the low. This is how you catch the knife and pierce into profits beyond belief. While this is going up, as I said, right, we'll probably add some phenomena here. And while this is going above zero and it's drifting up, market is going down. Just look at the money flow. Look at this. The money flows coming from the top. Now this is also a kiss restoration. You like fallen apart. You must come together. This is what it is. We call it a max separation below zero. Look at this. We're looking on the top of your. These are simple value bands or multi-layered value bands, and we're doing multi-time frame overlay on this. Okay, where are we? We are somewhere. Okay, we were talking about this right here. Okay, boom. So multi-time frame is in balance, which means I don't want to open new ideas at this moment in one video, but the point we are trying to make, from the reset zone, money is flowing to the top, which means this is going to go down. Take shorts only. Okay, this is a short qualification. Money is flowing, short is there. This is trying to go up, but then it finally came down, right? So this is where indicators are just indicators. We just compress them. Let's not just hide it. This is how you should do right this. You should not even use anything besides just pure value money rotations. But again, as friends and traders, we take the edge and we consume it. Right? Okay. So the top layers are difficult, right? So, but again, the punch is here. This is telling us this have a fierce rotational values coming. But okay, now this is we are predicting a top. This is telling us, okay, not a bad idea to pick the top. This is again saying top is coming, right? And you're still above the accumulation is happening on this side, which is anti-retail pump. Think that way, and there it is. It is not on the top of the band, but that's okay. But the punch is there. Look at this, short is there, but the money is saying stay shorts only, my friends. Stay short, stay short. This is giving us the punch coming from the punch. Now this is different kind of punch, oscillation punch on the top. Here's the kisses, or we call collaborative singularity. Collaborative singularity right here. Boom, boom. And this is a very interesting one because this is where everything is falling apart. The world has being notified to combine and hug together in tears, right? And this is what happens. The news media comes together, everybody comes together, and they find reasons to blame somebody. But again, remember, it's the money punch, my friends. Right here, money punch. Grab it, grab and go. All right, if you're looking for a fast food, there's no reason you cannot get the fast profits. Remember, you have to patiently wait for these scenarios. All right, so now you can see market is saying stay short, stay short, stay short only. Nothing is telling us to go long unless it hit the punch area, and it raced to do this. There it is, my friends. All right, my friends, I've been telling you about picking the bottoms for the reason, because this oscillations and this and everything, right? Because long term, short term, medium term punch, you just keep on buying, keep on buying. We can do it on the other side too, but tops we think are difficult to predict because the market has a natural drift over the centuries and over the lifetime you will ever experience. So it'll be difficult to pick the tops. That's why one-sided, even if you take one-sided trades, right? You don't have to limit yourself to and become a one-sided trader, but swing trading, if you do it on one-sided trading, and you can achieve what we call as great potential profits. How do you trade? How do you put on the trades? Well, my friends and traders, we have what we call as a brokerage which can assist you, right? So call your brokers, get on with the responsibility of claiming your profits. All right, let's finish it off with some examples. Now this can happen too, right? We are looking at the average and then they just wipe out. Okay, there are a lot of terminologies here. Okay, so let's here. Okay, so there it is. We already got this one, so let's go back. So market is initially here, right? You can see this is why we need to put this VWAP rotational, both things coming together. And okay. So what do I do here, right? So technical analysis comes to life. See that? Boom. Third touch. We are talking about third touch, remember, all the time. And then we just have these biases like this. All right, so now this is short only, right? So look at this, shorts only. Look at this, pure short only. Here, first talk about shorts only. Next day also, look at this, shorts only, and fallen apart. Here also shorts only. Let's continue to think through this. See that? Look at that, shorts only. Not done yet, shorts only. So you got all these shorts. You can just very clearly see the directional bias, my friends. Friends and traders, potential and possibilities with the right education, right mindset, and right participation. 1, 2, 3 touch. Now this is saying, okay, hey, you broke it there. That's trend line. Now we're gonna put some oscillation on this pretty soon, little later. But here it is, my friends. Punch is there. This is almost pretty close. This is oscillations and oscillation based on price. Right? This is pretty close. Idea is the third touch happened nicely. This is also double top is double bottom here. But it's not giving us any edge, but it still worked out. Okay, why it worked out? Because we are below zero, my friends. So drift is a little below zero. Then 1, 2, 3 touch. The top is coming, right? Look at this. Look at this. Where the money flows, the ideas goes. And the ideas here, my friends, are simple technical analysis, right? Double top. To keep drawing, third touch is right here, top. Watch this, right? The cursor is flowing. All right, my friends, third touch here and third touch here. It's working. Boom and boom. We're picking up like crazy. And this again, double bottom. We don't know it's gonna work out or not, but hey, there it is. This is where we see rotational huge separation rubber band at the punch, at the retest. Now this is double bottom. It's not a triple touch yet. You got it? Alright, my friends, you got it, my friends. You got it. Congratulations, my friends and traders, for spending this wonderful time together. Okay, wonderful time together. Let's put this. Remember, what are we doing? Just resetting things at a certain level. Here we could have done this, right? We just don't know, we just do it. And this is the way we put things together, the way we are looking at the phenomena. Now you guys are master traders, you're on the system. I'm saying longs only. See that? Even though you're like, oh my god, why it's not going down? Well, there's no money has to flow. Where the money flows, we go. Alright, man. So it turned out, boom. Now it turned here. Right? It turned here, crossed zero line, boom, like went down. Now we're looking at going down, right? Somewhere here you can see it's marked as well. Boom. The question is this, bottom. So I'm saying top a little bit challenging unless you put 1, 2, 3 touches. Third touch, this is a top. Boom, spiky top. Boom, boom. Like, look at that. Oh my god. See that? How fast it moves? It crushes you. Now remember, you are crush proof now with this philosophy. Alright, my friends and traders, double top, double triple touch, third touch, it came down again. So something is happening on Tuesday. This is one of those massacre days of initiative moves one way. A strong what day is this anyway? 12th. Okay, yeah, this is the crush day that we now know. So we are looking at some possibilities of going long at this point, looking for some double top, which is saying, okay, even now this is where you're getting a conflict on, say, hey, hold on a second, you're telling me on above this 0 they're short. Yeah, but look at this location and look at the 3 things coming together. I'm putting the 3 things together. Again, we don't do technical analysis in this space. We do one touch, second touch, let it rotate. Okay, like here, top, bottom is coming, reversal, right? Boom, and kiss, boom, there we go. Whoa, 400, how much is that? Almost 400 points, right? So 400 points, friends and traders, on ES, NQ, it doesn't matter, same thing, right? But here we are doing, so what is happening here, let's summarize, let's walk away from this before we just spend the night together. Here it is. We're looking at the pairs trading, which is balanced with some ratios. We can create any of these ratios. Once we find those ratios of interest, like I want to do 2 to 3, or I can say I want to interface between YM and ES and NQ and RTY together, or I want to create something with energy versus this, or multiple energy in the same sector in a same group, which is money flow, right? How money is rotating from A to B. So we are looking at this rotational flows of cash, actual dollar denominated flows, and then we are looking at where are the patterns where the things might be coming. So putting some technical analysis, double top and triple touch, the third touch, right? Let's say you saw that, and then we're seeing at the levels, right? Based on the ratios you have created, the levels will shift automatically, and you'll see the patterns. And we combine that with, on the left side, with the value areas and rotational oscillator, which we have. And here it is, my friends. Really appreciate you putting your ears and eyes on this. I hope you can get some ideas from it and then take it to the bank. Thank you.